place, worm. Prepare yourself. Damn Saiyan.
Something the Dragon Ball Super anime found really hard to do is give Jiren some character, and it looks like episode 126 he finally found some in the form of, yes, Dragon Ball Super's true villain. Now up to this point we only know that Jiren has a wish that he wants granted. He cares a lot about Universe 11 and he is the most powerful warrior in that universe. He's also extremely cocky, and that probably comes with the fact that he knows that he cannot be beaten. Very similar to how Goku was acting a lot earlier, but now has probably shifted his focus a little bit to being more humble. But in episode 126, after Toppo went all out, sacrificed who he was, sacrificed the pride that comes with the Pride Troopers, the way that he thought, that justice is the true answer that can solve anything. When he threw all that away, gave it his all, and fought against all the Fighters Universe 7, only to be defeated finally by Vegeta's life-risking blow, Jiren has the audacity of saying, "How pathetic, I expected more from you," to Toppo. This line was so out of left field that even Dispo looked like he had just seen a ghost. He was like, "What?" And then Goku is like, "Hey," he started saying, "Hey, don't say that." He was starting to say something along those lines, and then Jiren just kicked him away, which is actually pretty funny. But overall, this just didn't make and doesn't make Jiren very likable as a hero, and it's kind of hard to see him as a hero, especially how he's just sort of forsaken his number one ally in the Pride Troopers, who seemingly would have been his best friend. At least that's what I thought up to this point. But it could be that Jiren, maybe the nerves are getting to him. Maybe he's kind of sweating the fact that even the God of Destruction's power is no match for these Saiyans that are fighting for Universe 7. And he's a little bit kind of stressed out now that he's the last one. That could be it. But seeing as how throughout the entirety of the Tournament of Power he's been very cocky, it's hard to imagine him suddenly feeling fear that he is the last one and the only thing standing in the way of Universe 11's erasure. Now we only have a few more episodes left in the Tournament of Power. I don't see how they can make Jiren more likable unless his wish that he's going to be trying to grant is something that humanizes him a little bit more, but we shall see, because we only have a few more episodes left. As far as the rest of the episode, it was epic. Toppo seemingly tried his hardest. I mean, he could have gone more for Frieza and just knocked him out while Frieza was knocked out cold, but 17 was on him, and 17 saved Frieza, just like Frieza saved 17 earlier. Toppo tried to catch 17, and it looks like even that God of Destruction power didn't match the speed, seemingly, at least on foot, when it came to 17. 17 was just so swift when it came to dodging all of Toppo's attacks, and Toppo's attacks were devastating. They were erasure attacks, so 17 really couldn't do much about it, and neither could Frieza. So in the end, it was left to Vegeta to try to take out this God of Destruction candidate. And remember, guys, Toppo is not 100% a God of Destruction yet, and he's not mastered the God of Destruction power. Just an episode ago, he finally came to terms with the fact that he needs to go into this God of Destruction energy and relinquish his own ideology to it, just to be able to fight in this tournament and try to defeat Vegeta and Goku. Vegeta, on the other hand, finally showed us what this new power that he was granted a couple episodes can finally do, and it looks like it can match, if not obliterate, the power of the God of Destruction. So essentially, in my opinion, this seems to be perfected Super Saiyan God, or perfected Super Saiyan Blue, because it essentially created Vegeta, or encased him in this sort of wholesome God of Destruction energy, like pure God of Destruction energy, so much so that he uncovered his fist with the blue energy, and it was able to ram right through one of Toppo's Hakai Blast. And again, this whole fight, this exchange was amazing. Finally, Vegeta gets the shine that he so desperately deserved, and I called it a couple of videos ago. I was telling you guys about Vegeta's life-risking blow and how the last time he did it, he was in his Majin Vegeta state, blew himself up to try to kill Fat Boo. And I even showed a clip in that video. I'll leave a link to that video in the description below if you guys want to see something that I put up a week ago. And it looks like Dragon Ball Super thought the same thing, because they put that same clip, although be it the Japanese version, in this episode, and it just fits so perfectly that Vegeta finally used, without being in the Majin state, finally used that self-destruction technique. But it looks like his body's way more powerful than it was before, and way more sturdy. And even though he released all his energy, it just basically put him down to 0, and now he, exploded, took out Toppo. Toppo's out of the race, and now it's only against Jiren. The entirety of the team, Universe 7 team, against Jiren, which is what I assumed it was going to be. I figured that at the end, if it was going to be Jiren against anybody, it was going to be Jiren against the entirety of Universe 7, the fighters that are left, maybe 3 or 4 of them, and then he would, in quick succession, power up and start taking them all out, and then it would be kind of a desperate battle for time in the last couple minutes of the Tournament of Power. So I have to give this episode a 7 out of 7 Dragon Balls. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and go even further beyond. I'm going to give it 14 Dragon Balls. That's right. I'm going to add in the Black Star Dragon Balls from GT as well, because this episode deserved as many Dragon Balls as it takes. 10 out of 10 or 15 out of 10, whatever the case might be. A++. I honestly loved it. I love the fact that it showcased exactly where God of Destruction power stands. Toppo as one of the more fleshed out characters in the Tournament of Power. It finally brought everything about him to a boiling point and to a climax. Even the fact that he just threw away who he was, that pushed Vegeta into being like, no, this is who I am, and that's the reason I'm fighting. Remembering his family, remembering Kaba, and then he blew away Toppo. So again, this episode just had so much symbolism to it, in my opinion, and it showcased a darker side to Jiren that we really kind of hinted at but haven't seen thus far in the tournament. So again, this episode was amazing, guys. I completely loved it. It was phenomenal, but some people had some problems with it. There are people that are saying that yes, Toppo kind of went out like a chump, but again, guys, I from everything that I've seen, he did go all out. He tried his best. He's not 100% a God of Destruction, and it's not like the Universe 7 fighters are weaklings anyway. Yeah, he didn't take out anybody, but at the same time, he pushed Vegeta into more of a powerful position and drawing out more of that energy out of him and more of that resolve, and making Vegeta into a better character, honestly. And for that, I gotta give Toppo thanks. Plus, we finally get to see Jiren's true colors, and that's also a plus. In the next episode, we basically get back to fighting with all. It looks like it's gonna be 17 Goku and Vegeta. I don't think I saw Frieza in any of the clips in the preview, but they're going to be trying to take down Jiren, who is powered up maximum, it seems like, in this episode. And unsurprisingly, Vegeta powers back up into blue. It looks like, even though he expelled all his energy in this tournament, just like Goku, he's gonna probably gain it all back in like half an episode or so. So anyway, guys, let me know in the comments section below what you guys think of episode 126 and the next episode of Dragon Ball Super. Drop me a like if you haven't already, and subscribe. This is going to be Dragon Ball Black, signing off.